MF Doom, or Daniel Doom Thompson, was born July 13th in 1971 in London. Soon after, he moved to Long Island, New York. At a young age, Daniel and his brother Dinglazwi formed the group KMD in the late 80s. Starting off as a group of graffiti artists and breakdancers, the crew eventually decided to get into rapping. Daniel, performing as Zevlov X, rapped alongside his brother DJ Subrock, who produced most of the music, and a third member, Jade One, who later went by the name Rodin and left the group. The KMD duo was noticed for their conscious and comical rap and was picked up by Elektra Records, the record label that was home to many talented artists like Anita Baker, Missy Elliott, and Macon Desha. Upon joining the record label, a new member also joined the crew, named Onyx Burstone Kid. KMD's album, full of 5% ideals and politics, prompted Elektra Records to shelf their sophomore project, leaving the crew in the dark on what's to come next. If that wasn't bad enough, Dinglazwi, Daniel's brother, tragically passed away in a car accident shortly after. And in typical cold record label fashion, Daniel was released from his record deal, causing him to fall into a whirlwind of loneliness and poverty. In an interview with Spin, Daniel stated, "I was damn near on the verge of being homeless." Daniel was wronged by those he thought he could trust and hurt by the passing of his brother. For years, Daniel disappeared from the public eye, consumed by anger and a desire for revenge. Years later, he re-emerged himself as a powerful, ruthless villain. Using his knowledge of the merciless music industry and his punchline-packed rhymes, he sent out to seek vengeance. Elektra Records, thinking they just let go of some rap group, didn't realize that they birthed one of hip-hop's greatest villains. Like any villain origin story, Doom harnesses anger, loss, and suffering, and transmuted it into motivation to change the narrative of music and hip-hop forever. Most people know the rapper as MF Doom or Doom, but this is only the tip of the iceberg. Doom goes by many names and has even created an MCU type of world with different characters and villains that intersect and have alternative points of views about the same world that they live in. You could even call it a DOOMCU. Get it? Cause like MCU, DOOMCU.
The idea of having different characters to just to get the storyline across, coming from one particular character all the time makes, to me, the story boring. I get that mainly from movies, where there's multiple characters to carry the storyline. It all might be written by one writer, or directed by one director, but there's multiple characters.
The first and most recognized moniker is MF Doom, Metal Face when he's rapping, and Metal Fingers when he's producing. There's 3 albums under the name Metal Face and over 9 volumes of a collection of instrumentals called Special Herbs under the name Metal Fingers. MF Doom is essentially the supervillain and the most prominent character on all of his albums.
He's more like the old school, OG, old-timer villain, like he's the typical villain that you have in any story where, a lot of people misunderstand him, but he's always looked at as the bad guy, but he really got a heart of gold, you know what I'm saying? And, he's for the children, and, it's like a Robin Hood kind of character.
Then there's the fan favorite Victor Vaughn, a young kid who looks up to Doom.
Vic is similar, but he's younger. He's more like a younger, like say 18, 19-year-old young whippersnapper, think he know it all kind of. A lot of times he disagree with Doom, but still he looks up to Doom.
With 2 albums under the moniker Victor Vaughn, Vaudevillain and Villainous Villain, you can really see his wordplay and storytelling skills shine on these projects. Finally, there's my personal favorite character to DOOMCU, King Ghidra, a 3-headed space lizard monster who gives Doom information.
Ghidra's an interesting character. The whole direction of Ghidra is like, okay, he's not even from the Earth, he's from outer space, and he more he channels the information to Doom in order for Doom to produce and whatnot. So Doom is he gets the message from Ghidra. So Ghidra is not even on Earth. He's more of a like an etheric being. Ghidra's straight reptilian. Like he would be like a 300-foot, 3-headed dragon, golden.
King Ghidra's character actually originated from Escape from Monster Island, MIC, propelling the villainous theme of all these characters. Unfortunately, there's only one King Ghidra album, Take Me to Your Leader, which is a gem to me because there's an Andre 3000 feature on the song No Snakes Alive, and hearing Doom and Andre rap on the same track is a dream. King Ghidra also appears on the track Red and Gold from that album Operation Doomsday. It's the same character, but the name is just a different spelling. With the creation of these characters, Doom added a lot of depth to his portfolio. This allowed him to move freely as an artist and attack different topics with a multitude of different perspectives. This is something I love most about his vast catalog. For most artists, this would be enough. But for Doom, he wanted to take this world he created a little further. Doom wasn't only a villain in his songs, he actually lived and breathed this persona when it came to anything music related. There have been multiple occasions where Doom has sent an imposter or a Doombot to perform at his concerts in place of him. He even rapped about this on the track One Beer.
He plots shows like robberies, in and out, 1, 2, 3, nobody's please. Run the cash and you won't get a wet sweatshirt. The mic is the shotty, nobody moves, nobody get hurt.
MF Doom has never been shy about the fact that hip-hop was a financial pursuit for him. In a Spin interview from 2019, fans got upset when they heard Doom say, "I write rhymes and shit to get money. Other than that, I don't listen to hip-hop music. I listen to jazz and instrumentals and other shit like that. I only do this for the simple fact of the points per rhyme, the point game. It seems to be a profitable thing these days." You might be thinking, why would anybody do this to their fans? And why would fans put up with this type of behavior after supporting an artist? But you have to remember that MF Doom is someone who completely embodied his villainous persona to the fullest. On Hannibal Buress' podcast, Talib Kweli explained why only MF Doom could get away with this.
All right, MF Doom is the Andy Kaufman of hip hop.
Okay. Yeah.
MF Doom is a supervillain. I said, why you sometimes don't come to the show? His answer to that question was, I don't leave any money on the table. But sometimes it's not enough money. So when it's not enough money, I send the imposter. I said, but listen, isn't that wrong?
Yeah.
But his answer made perfect sense. He said, I'm the fucking supervillain.
Yep. And
I'm not your friend.
He never said
you don't have to like me. I'm the villain.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, it's wrong. I'm the bad guy. So what? You might get the imposter.
Oh, that's dope. I like that he's an actual crazy person.
Okay.
Despite playing the role as the villain, MF Doom was still highly passionate and skillful at his craft, and he had a cult following fan base who followed him to the very end. On December 21st, 2020, Doom's wife announced on social media that he had passed away on October 31st at just 49 years old. MF Doom was known for his unique style and approach to hip-hop, blending complex lyrics with his iconic boom bap and cartoon fusion production. He was a cultural icon, a genius, and a visionary.
Snitching shit on the Doom album, yeah, that's easily one of the greatest shits ever. Rap snitches, tell them no their business. Take it to court, they be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here.
The first time I listened to MF Doom, I probably didn't even know. It was probably like, I might be 12, 13. But I didn't really know who it was until later on in college, really.
Enough, Buress. You talk of the people's rights. The people have only those rights which I choose to give them. And that is for their own good.
And that's when I really like dove into his music. And I think his sound is so different, but it's like classic. Like he just has like a distinct sound. You just know it's him.
He rhymes as weird as I feel. Like, dude, I swear to God, when I saw that Madvillainy record, I bought it on vinyl. I didn't even have a record player. I bought it on vinyl just to stare at the album. And I stared at it and I just kept going, I understand it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was very solitary because it's so poetic and lyrical. I like to listen to it and focus on it as opposed to something I would play when I was having people around at a party.
Please. Food. We need food.
Peace. Heard a lot of my own y'all niggas.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God.
The first time I listened to MF Doom was probably when I was like 3 or 4. I used to walk around with a CD player because I loved music as a kid. But I would listen to him often. Like I'll be in the back seat and I'll just be looking out the window like at the buildings and like kind of like romanticizing my life as a kid.
Well, his whole thing was he was gonna make the illest shit. The mask was just, it doesn't matter what I look like, what I dress like. It's all about the beats. It's all about the music. It's all about the art. It's all about everything that was around that.
Yeah.
And the mask, him using the mask to cancel the image made the image of him.
I definitely think MF Doom helps me love conscious rap because he's considered like rap, but his style, like Tribe Called Quest and everybody, they all fall into like that label called conscious rap, where it's more so like storytelling and like kind of therapeutic in some way. So I guess he has influenced my music taste a lot.
R.I.P. like one of the most unique artists ever, especially in hip hop.
An anti-hero is a protagonist who lacks the traditional qualities of a hero. They may be flawed, selfish, or even downright villainous, but despite this, they can be a compelling and inspirational character because they're only human, just like us, and they have their own motivations, desires, and weaknesses. MF Doom was no exception to this villainous trope. At the end of the day, I feel like everything he's done has been to seek vengeance for his heart and to give a big metal middle finger to the soul-sucking traditional music industry. While traditional heroes may be admirable and selfless, a villain can be equally as courageous and inspiring. In a world full of PR teams, apology videos, and filters, a villain's flaws and weaknesses show realism, and their unpredictability and moral dilemmas show the humanity of them while exposing it in us. MF Doom, hip-hop supervillain. The man who died as a villain, but lived long enough to see himself become a hero.